Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome to a new Dominion series. This is going to be just a casual single-player game. We're going to be playing some of Sombre's Warhammer Fantasy Mod. Probably going to be playing Vampiria, although I might change my mind in between now and when we actually get started. And we're going to use this Dominion's Warhammer map. Let me actually find who this is. Looks like it was done by Of Anwil. Not 100% sure. Is that the same person who did Lattice and Orida? Maybe. Anyways. I do not know that this map is a completed map, but it does look pretty cool, so I think we're willing to give it a try. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and jump into things. This is going to be a It's going to be a Vampiria game. And I am going to punish myself. We're going to do... I think we're going to do versus Mighty. And I think we're going to do all of the... Because I just kind of want to see some of the stuff in action. I think we're going to do all of the enemies. Do I want to do all of them, or do we want to do like 10 or 12 of them? Do we want to do 12 total? Actually, I do want to do all of them because this is a big map, so I don't want this to be too spread too far between, etc., etc. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Duifa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15. We're going to go ahead and take Vampiria. No, I did not spell that correctly. My bad. Whoa. Take Vampiria, and then let's just start throwing in all of the other ones. Athelon, Nehekara. Nehekara is pretty cool. Bretonia, Ilia, Skaven Blight. Skaven Blight's very neat. Peraza Karak, Old Tooth Tribe, Eastlands, Zar Nagrund, Altdorf, Nuln, Middenheim, Pizza, Lanesh, Horn, Black Crag, Broken Bone Nose, not Broken Nose, Agadon. Alright, cool. We're going to be playing Vampiria. Vampiria is really interesting because it's got a bunch of sub-factions. So it is a death nation, an undead death nation. But it's broken up into all of these little sub-factions. If you're familiar at all with the vampires in Warhammer Fantasy, there's a lot of different versions, right? There's the Karsteins, the Blood Dragons, the Strigoi, the Necrarchs, and the Lamians. And there are dozens of different factions, obviously, within all of those different things. But this mod kind of ties them all together, and it lets you select the sub-factions that you jump into, which is just super, super cool. So, we're going to be doing that. It's going to be very interesting. This is not like a national overview or anything, so I do not know this nation. I'm not going to go into depth. Sombre actually put out a video not too long ago. Put a video out just 2 days ago, actually. Stuff was put out a video just a few days ago on this nation, which is really, really neat. But yeah. Dominion. The pens for this. Okay. Sorry. Got distracted. Doing stuff. Alright, we're gonna play Vampiria. I have no idea how we really want to play them. They have a lot of different units spread throughout all of these different factions. I know that they are death, so that's gonna be kind of a unique situation for me. I know there are some promotion mechanics here or there. I know the Blood Knights are supposed to be really strong, for example. But I don't know if we want to be doing anything sacred-oriented, like really going crazy on a bless. Sure. We're kind of just going to be flying blind here. I don't think they have any real issues expanding, so there's not really a problem with that. And they have, because this is a mod nation, they have pretty high path access. So we don't really need to like be building towards any particular high path access that I'm aware of. Going the Vampire Queen almost feels a little not required, but it does feel a little like it's something that we should do. Nation is auto death. There are some fun multi-heroes, I believe. So we're going to take growth. I think we'll probably just take this individual imprisoned because I don't have any particular plans right now with them. Let's take magic because I don't want to have to worry about magic. I want to be able to research well. I don't know that we're going to rely on our god for any real situation. What if we put, very least, Blood Surge on some of our people? I don't know if that matters. I kind of feel like I would rather get some reinvigoration or something. That could be good. Although, Blood Surge also has reinvigoration, so that could be reinvigoration 3 in the right situations. What would it take to just get us... Oh, we have... I forget, she has increased costs for magic paths. That's not gonna work. That's super expensive. And I don't think worthwhile, honestly. Like I said, I don't think we really care about having a super spread. We'll figure out how we want to get into other things. I do like this idea of reinvigoration, focusing more on some of our mages, perhaps. I don't know that I care about the death access. We have very high death access already. Maybe some more... something like that. A little bit of productivity might be good, because we have some productivity issues as a nation, I think. I think we're gonna just jump in with that. What do we want to name this? Actually, we'll put the A on the end there. Okay, I want to boost magic sites because I don't want to deal with crappy magic. We'll turn on random events. We'll turn on story events, just because. Turn on score graphs. Turn on all of these things to the highest. We've got 20 20 guys. So let's make this absolutely horrible, shall we? 20. Do 25. Oh God, why did I do that to myself? That's punitive. Do I not want to finish this? Actually, I'm kind of expecting the AI to kill me on Mighty, with not much experience on this nation. So fuck it, I don't care. We go. That should be fine. Let's see where it puts us on this map. That might actually decide whether or not we stick with this playthrough or not. Because I don't know how this map works, but there looks like, because it has set concepts of like, oh, all of this stuff is mountainous, there's a lot of mountainous terrain, so I don't know that it's going to be a lot of fun to play on. Necessarily. We'll see, though. Maybe it'll be really cool. I think that would actually be really nice if there was a map to go with Sombre's mod, with that had like fixed starting locations. Like you could do a map with fixed starting locations for each of the factions, but you could also do a map with fixed starting locations, but the where you ended up was randomized based off of the things. That'd be pretty neat. Setting up starting positions. Okay, here we go. An unexpected event in Vampiria. So this, all of Sombre's nations have this introduction, right? An unexpected event on the first turn so that you can read about the nation. So let's just go and read through this. Welcome. The Warhammer Vampires nation has a special bloodline mechanic which makes them a little different from other nations. Makes them very different from other nations. Starting bloodline. Your capital starts with a site which allows you to recruit which allows recruitment of 5 different vampire bloodline commanders. When you recruit one, your capital will be granted sites that grant recruitment options specific to that bloodline. So you basically pick your bloodline. This can have a significant impact, especially because each bloodline has commanders and troops exclusive to a capital province. Choosing more bloodlines. Each time you fully control a province with a fort and positive dominion, a bloodline selector will spawn there. This allows you to pick a bloodline for that province, just as you did with your capital. You get recruitment options for that bloodline, but this time you won't get any of the capital exclusive recruitment options unless the province is an enemy capital you have taken, which is really cool. So taking an enemy capital can be great news. If you lose control of a province where you selected a bloodline, the selection will be erased and you'll be free to make it again if you control and have positive dominion there. Death recruitment. Many of your recruitables are discounted into death scales. Remember that this dynamically alters their gold upkeep too. It will vary depending on the death scale of the province that they're in. So it's actually kind of a pain in the ass. Like your troops cost more to upkeep outside of where you're at, which can outside of death scales, right? So can be very very big pain in the ass. Okay, so we have started far into the mighty north. Interesting. So, all right. First things first is figuring out what bloodline do we want to go. So these are our base recruits, right? And then these are the bloodline recruitments. So we have the Karstein bloodline, Karstein bloodline, the Strigoi bloodline, the Necroc bloodline, the Lamian bloodline, and the Blood Dragon bloodline. All really neat. I think I kind of want to go the Necroc bloodline. These guys are focused on high death magic, and they're really powerful casters. They're less martial prowess, but they have like ghost and things like that. So, yeah, background. The Necroc are the descendants of Wisorin, the high priest of Lamia who learned dark magic at the feet of Nagash. They fit the archetype of wizened, monstrous vampire wizards and are strongly focused on experimentation with undead and magical power at the expense of martial ability or rulership over mortals. Capital Commanders, they get Necroc Ancient Vampires, Ethereal Cairn Wraiths, Tomb Banshee Assassins. They get large undead Harvester Sacreds for capital troops. They get a capital bonus of +1 Death Gem income, which is neat. You can get Necroc Vampires, Blood Revenants, Necroc Acolytes, Death Cultists, Minor Priests, Crypt Ghouls, Cairn Wraiths, Torture Spirits, Hex Wraiths. Very strong death. Very, very neat. I think that's the route that we're going to go. We also have one more commander point. I think we want to probably just get a bat. And our starting army is a bunch of Soulless and some Long Deads. So I think we actually want to just kind of fill that out with Long Deads as best we can. Recruitment of Long Deads, by the way, is randomly generated. You're going to get random Long Deads. Not all of them are going to be just fully naked Long Deads. And they're going to have different weapons, which is pretty neat. So yeah. This guy, I don't think we want him to be a prophet, so I think we're just going to research for now. And we will... ping one of these places, I suppose. Let's ping down here into Winter Peaks. Do I want to use more? No, I think I'm going to be resource capped rather than. This is why I actually put a point into resource. Like some of these, like Black Knights and Graveguards, are very resource intensive, and we would like to have them, but you know, it's just not something that we can really do. We'll equal out our resources here. All right. What do we want to do? We do have a little bit of research here. So Vampiria has some enchantment spells that are very important. All of these undead, zombie spells, etc., etc. I think the other thing that's going to be very important is getting Dark Knowledge. So I think we're going to go up Conjuration and then Enchantment. We'll see how that goes. Turn. Bunch of proclamations. Battle in Winter's Peak. Okay, so we've got some Wolf Tribe here. Wolf Tribe is actually not a horrible matchup for us because we have Pierce Resistance, right? But even at Pierce Resistance, if they hit an unarmored Long Dead, they'll kill it, right? So these guys can be very killing. Okay, so we got our Necroc Vampire Magic Site, and we got 14 Nature Gems. Nice. And look at this. We got all these different Long Dead options. I think this is really cool. I wish this was representative in the game. I wish we had more Long Dead Hoplites and Long Dead with a broadsword and an axe. That's really fucking cool, you know? So yeah. These Soulless, by the way, are not bad at all. Scale Mail Hauberk. That's kind of intense. This is a full chainmail Hauberk. Wow, that guy is really good. Holy shit. Alright, we are going to put this guy at the back. He's just going to cast spells. What spells does he have? He has Hands of Dust, so he's not going to do anything. We're going to put our Undisciplined Chaff out front. We're going to do a line formation and just attack rearmost. Fine. We got some heavy infantry, light infantry, and crossbowmen here. We've got ghouls and Solus there. Fantastic. There, and we're gonna head down and try to find out who is our nearest relation. And we got to figure out what we're gonna be doing. So I think we want to go with a Necromancer to start with. Necromancers are our base, just generally okay units. Blood Revenants we can blood hunt with. Necromancer Acolytes, 285 gold cost. Eesh. We got some expensive fucking mages. I played around with this earlier, but it basically gets to the point to where you just hire necrarchs when you get to the point to where you just hire them for basically eternity. Those two banshees are pretty interesting as well. The harvester is interesting. Iron wraiths are actually stealthy. Huh. Crypt ghouls actually have corpse eater, which is very neat. You can actually make. I wonder if you could actually make some like stupid fat crypt ghouls. The problem is at the end of the day, even then they're still just crypt ghouls. So I don't know that actually matters. I think Karen wraiths are kind of where it's at, if I'm thinking correctly. Karen wraiths have some nice defensive mechanics. Karen wraiths, Long Dead, and Graveguard. Graveguard are also very strong. So I think we want probably actually a Revenant to start with, because they're cheap, but they're bad search efficiency. So we'll go with a Necromancer, and then we'll start looking at Karen wraiths. So Karen wraiths cost pretty much no resources, so we want to balance out resource usage. Like that. We get 5 Karen wraiths, and what does this looks like? 15 to 20 Long Dead Warriors. So we can put those armies together relatively easily. And that will be nice. The positioning we have here is kind of horrendous, but it is what it is. Okay, we've got 3 commanders, some crossbows, etc., etc. Let's see what we've got going on in Winter's Peak. See how this goes. Okay. Did well enough there. It looks like we probably took about like 10 or so losses. 5 Long Dead and 2 Solus. So not horrible. Pretty okay. Winter Peaks doesn't seem to be a bad location either. We can strike out into Morn as well. I'm just going to head down. These guys are really good, by the way. These vampire bats are super nice. Very cheap. Very squishy, obviously. They'll die to anything, but very far map move. Very nice scouts. We didn't really look at this. We got the Legacy of Nagash as a site. That's our base site, so 4 death gems. The Legacy of Wasoran is what we got from becoming a Necrarch. So we got 1 death gems, and then we have the Necrarch Sanctum as well, which gives us the rest of our units. So, really neat. Research-wise, we're not really doing much of any. I think I could actually grab some Tomb Banshees for the purposes of... I guess I don't have to worry about raiding underwater stuff, but it'd be good. I want to get my research going though, so I don't want to play around with that too much. 85. Need to stick around with Necromancers, I think. Well, actually, I want another leader, so we want a Revenant. Revenants are better undead leaders than the Necromancers are, for whatever reason. 1, 2, 3, 5. Probably not 5 this time. Should be okay. And this will give us a small core of Karen Wraiths, and then a fair amount of Long Dead that we can use as like flankers, or kind of like a big line, basically. Chaos Waste. We've kind of pinged. Let's just go see what's nearby. Did we get anything neat here? We have Wolf Tribe Shamans, so we have some nature access, which I think is not something that we have access to normally as Necrarchs. I don't know that we have really nature access, period, as Vampiria. Alright, Battle in Morn. What do we got going on? Solus. This should be fine. Yeah. Easy peasy. Just overwhelming mass. Cool. We lost 3 Long Deads and 5 Solus there. Slow but sure attrition. Bear Tribe, you say? We just charge into here, into Idria. What's our speed here? We got combat speed 10, we got combat speed 8, so these guys are actually a little faster. I'm kind of okay with that, though. Should be fine. Spells. Can't really do anything. That's whatever. Attack rearmost. Attack closest. Alright. What do these harvesters do? I'm kind of interested in them. They look pretty big. Necrarchs experiment obsessively with uses of death magic and the creation of new forms of the undead. Though each Necrarch will have created his own unique abominations, all tend to make use of a similar monstrous amalgamation of bones known as a harvester. Harvesters combine the remains of several creatures animated by powerful magic and give the task of tirelessly hunting down and harvesting specimen parts to fuel further unholy experiments. They are built for speed and power, combat speed 22 and strength 18. Yeah, they are. Usually quadrupedal and large, and armed with a crude oversized scythe. So size 4 scythe. The death cultists that congregate around Necrarch's stronghold see the harvesters as the will of death itself made manifest, and as such they have become sacred to those deluded souls. Harvesters are expensive to construct, but require no upkeep of gold. So never heals. So they have to go back to a lab to heal back up. The scythe hits very hard. Super hard. My goodness, Strength of Giants would be amazing on them. So that's cool. Size 4 is complicating, though, because you can't fit multiples in squares. We have the Tortured Spirits. We already looked at the Ghouls. Hex Wraiths are just... I don't know whether I want to say better Cairn Wraiths, but kind of better Cairn Wraiths. They have... some fire resistance, it looks like. Yeah, whereas the Hex Wraiths, the Cairn Wraiths do not. They have less HP, though, is part of my problem. They have less attack density, they have less HP. They have better defense, but it's not a large amount, it's just 3. They are very fast, though. I don't know, I think I just like the idea of Cairn Wraiths better. And then there's the Corpse Giant, so these guys are pretty neat, but they're very pricey. 180 gold, we can't really afford that right now. Maybe later. This is an interesting nation in the concept that, this is part of the reason why I took Luck Scales, was I was just like, we're going to have like piles of gold later on be given to us because we can't generate a crap ton of gold on our own because of our death scales eventually. I guess technically we have a blood magic spell, Prolong the Cattle, which is basically blood fecundity, but not, right? So we could use this to slow our decline, which probably would be important. Do Necromancer again, gonna do more Cairn Wraiths. Looking for a capital. They're really, well, my goodness. These guys have no special properties or anything. Okay. Battle in Forbidden Forest. Kinda do not like how that worked out. But honestly, as long as we didn't lose Cairn Wraiths, we're probably doing good. So, okay, that's fine. And then Anidra, I don't know. Ooh, that's a fair amount of heavy infantry. That could be a big deal, but if we crush these light, we can maybe help rout the heavies. Okay, heavies, come on, rout. Oh, they chopped up a lot of people before they routed. Yeah, took a lot of losses there. 3 long dead and 11 soulless, so this pile is almost out of it, basically. They're like, no. Is this... I thought this would be a reasonably sized map. Maybe I'm just not finding anybody. Haven't been checking for stuff. We haven't gotten any... Ah, we got a wild forest. Nice. Cool. Ooh, crossbows. That could be interesting. We definitely want our turn rates out a little bit forward. 37.7. Probably should have taken some unrest reduction. Some order. My goodness, could not think of the name. Yeah, let's head into Old Man Mountains. Let's head into Wesh. Niodra might be an okay place to drop a castle, maybe? We're starting to get enough where we want more resource use comparatively, right? So we can swap over to Graveguard. Graveguard are just phenomenal. 20 protection, 12 HP, decent stats, good defense, magic, hard-hitting sword. They're very nice. Probably be able to send that out next turn. Alright, battle in Old Man Mountains. This should be okay. Yeah, the Cairn Wraiths did fucking work. They hit really hard. Multiple attacks, right? Armor piercing. 22 damage, armor piercing. Armor negating. Eey, these things are crazy. But if they go up against magic weapons, they get butchered. So, oh my goodness, we got a hero. That's gonna be fun. Oh no, we got some heavy cav. Heavy cav is gonna be a problem. Yeah, we need to. Whoa. Ay. Thank goodness for the undead, because otherwise we would have routed real hard there. Unexpected event in Vampiria. No! Minus 100 tax. That's not what we want. Growth, luck, and sloth. That actually isn't what we want either, because growth in our capital means that all of our shit is more expensive. Ay. But we did get Gotthard Van Karstein. Holy shit. This guy's dope. 3 death, 1 nature, 2 blood, sacred, invulnerable 15, all of the normal dead things. This is actually going to be kind of a pain in the ass because we got a lot of rivers around us. He is a blood searcher. Cool. And he is a combat caster. This guy is pretty slick. The 5 vampire bloodlines have diverged considerably from a common origin in terms of culture, physical form, temperament, and supernatural ability. The Von Karsteins, descendants of Vlad von Karstein, represent something of a balance of the traits of the other 4 bloodlines, for they are magically gifted, charming, physically strong, and martially skilled. They are drawn to the idea of creating a new realm of perfect feudal order with the vampire aristocracy firmly on top and in control, for they regard humans as cattle, but cattle worth protecting. They are fractious and prone to infighting, but no more so than any human aristocracy, and they have proven well able to work together when united under a powerful vampire such as Vlad or his progeny. Much like the Lamians, the von Karsteins are known connoisseurs of blood who typically do not kill their feeding stock, but unlike them, will happily indulge their predatory instincts in personally hunting down superior blood vessels rather than delegating the task. They are also well known for their ability to shift into the form of a cloud of bats to travel great distances, though the process is tiring and they would never use it in battle. Despite their balanced abilities, the von Karsteins have developed certain weaknesses over hundreds of years, namely an impulsive inability to cross running water, a vulnerability to fire, and a reduced resistance to hostile magic and divine spells. Really? Lower MR, I'm assuming? In addition to their considerable necromantic abilities and understanding of blood, some have embraced their hidden bestial nature to develop their talents in the magic of the wilds, while others have studied the secretive lore of shadow and wind, or delved further into decadent blood rituals. The strongest of the bloodline are known as lords, and most of them are sired by Vlad or his most notable sons, Manfred and Conrad. In battle, they ride into battle atop nightmare steeds armed with fell blades and swirling cloaks of living blood. Cool! Very neat. And also a very good unit. So that's pretty badass. We could maybe just send this guy out a-killin'. Can he make any stuff for himself? Does he even need to make any stuff for himself? Or is he good to go? He's not immortal, which is unfortunate, right? So I don't... Yeah, 22 protection is not gonna keep him safe. With some gear, though, and some proper spells, he absolutely could go do some shit. But for now, he's just gonna be more research for us. So, see how that goes. You have a disease? Can you even get diseased? You're undead. They are not affected by disease. So, yo. Okay, what are we looking at here? Ooh, we got a merman village. That's interesting. The mountains in this area actually kind of make it somewhat difficult for us to maneuver around here. Heavy Cav is Hell Pits. Okay, we have seen our first enemy, is Zar Nagrand. That is crazy to me. Oh, we've seen our second enemy. We've got Korn up here. We've got so much territory. This is like too much territory. Maybe 20 nations is not enough for this place. Or not enough for this map, but we'll see. I'm kind of considering restarting. If for no other reason than the fact that I don't know that this map is going to be the right size. Also, the map is really cool looking, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass. There's a shit ton of mountains. There's a shit ton of rivers. This is going to be really wonky for us, right? So while it's cool and thematic, I don't know that it's going to be good. I wonder if it's intentionally placing these thrones. Because it's got thrones in proper locations. Well, in some proper locations. Like having a throne on the Nexus Isle. Having a throne at the Dragon Forge or whatever it is. Having a throne up here at the Altar of Cain. In Albion, in fucking, like in the center of Athel Loren. Like, it's got good locations for the throne. I will give it that. That is pretty funny, actually. My biggest issue is just we're so far away. We're so far away from people. one, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces away from Horn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 from Zarnagrund. I don't even see anything down here. If there was one in here, in this area, then I'd be like, nah, never mind, we're good. But I didn't see one while we were passing through. Head in here. Combat speed 7. Alright, so these guys are slower. Already starting up another solo campaign. Yes, actually. Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how this mod works. I think I might end up restarting on this though, because like the map is really cool, but it's also a very big pain in the ass to play like this, because this has so many like weird connections. I think I might go generate a, I don't know. Let's do some looking around. Actually, let's pop over to the workshop. Let's see if there's any other cool maps on the workshop before I generate something new. Let's do like most popular. All time. Lucid's Atlas is super cool, but it's too small for what we're doing. I could use less of the nations, but I'm interested in seeing all the nations. Ideal for 12 throne setup. Ideal for 10 to 11 land nations. That's, I think, the problem is I think all of these are going to be either 12-ish, or they're going to be like 50-ish. Final destination, no items? Yeah. In a Mortal Realms. That's neat looking. That's too big, though. How many is this? Yeah, that's way too big. Lattice, I think, is going to be a little too big. I think that's part of the problem. I think the Warhammer map is, well, 350. Yeah, okay, so it's like 400. Whereas, okay, if we take a look at something like there's one of the base maps. Well, I guess just Lucid's map, right? That's for 12. It's 170, so it's sub 200. For 12, if we're doing 20, we'd be wanting around like 300, maybe? This is 400, so it's just too many. It's 100 provinces too many, so everyone gets, you know, that much more space in between each other. Gillinor is pretty cool, actually. This is where I played. I was on the Gillinor. I was on the Gillinor planet when we played Bosmos. That was fun. It's an interesting map. That could work. That's more in the size range that I'm thinking of. Probably still a little big, but better. Book of Legends should be appropriately sized. And that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool map. Suitable for 15 to 18. Not well suited for underwater. There aren't any underwaters in this. So this might be a little tight, but I think maybe that would be pretty cool. This is one of Executor's maps. That's neat. Aluan. That's neat. What's going on there? It's a pretty cool map. A little small at that point, though, I think. That's the transparent sea? Okay. Not acceptable, sir. Look at this big boy. That's massive. 983 land. Many enter, none return, I would imagine. Freaking, I have Oride, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and yeah, we're gonna quit without saving this one. So let's jump in to this. What did we download? I wasn't. Downloaded. It's not in here. Gotta reset. I gotta reset. Great world. Am I losing my mind? We did Book of Legends, right? That's a neat one. Oh. I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. Difference. Yep, there it is. So I play so much freaking Dominions, I actually have an admin special run version pinned to my bar, right? But that version doesn't run exactly the same way that the out-of-Steam version does. So the out-of-Steam version, or from the same location as the out-of-Steam version does. So if I subscribe to a map from the workshop, I have to go to the Steam version and actually boot that up. Anyways. Very cool. Vampiria. We're gonna do Mighty again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and call this video here. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed the start and then stop of this. We're gonna get going though. We're just experimenting, so we'll eventually get stuck into an actual playthrough. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.